everyone, and good morning. It is Tuesday, which means it's another episode of IGTV. Today's episode is a little bit closer to the heart than some of the other ones are for me because I'm going to be talking about my personal journey with birth control. I'm going to shut my computer. My personal journey with birth control, what it did to my body, what it still is, I guess the effects that it's left up until now, and then some alternatives that I think you should consider if you are looking on getting onto the pill. So I went on birth control for my skin and for really bad periods when I was 14. And I went to the doctor and I told them that I had bad skin, that I had bad periods, and they said, okay, well, let's put you on birth control because naturally, no. Anyways, so I was on the pill and immediately started noticing things going wrong. But the first thing I did notice is that my skin started to clear up. And apparently that was enough for me to stay on it because it was super embarrassing having cystic acne on my face, on my neck, on my back, on my shoulders, and even sometimes on my butt cheeks. So my husband's like, what in the frick? But I was not healthy on it. I started gaining weight like crazy. And I just never felt good. I had chronic UTIs. I literally had probably one UTI a month, and I was always on those pills that make your pee like super neon orange, and then those big horse pills. Then they'd make me nauseous, then I would throw up, and then next month would come and I would get another UTI. And then my periods actually became so much worse than they were before I was on the pill that I just didn't even want to have a period. So instead of taking the sugar pill, I would just skip it and I would just move right on to the next one. And that means for like 6 to 8 months, I just like skipped my period because I didn't want it and I had the choice. And I remember thinking about a year and a half in, like, this is not right. This is not the way that my body was created. My body was created to have a period, and I'm not giving it what it needs. And so in my mind, I was like, things probably need to be like detoxing, getting out of there, and I'm just keeping them. So then I started taking the sugar pill again, and the periods were horrible, crippling pain, massive blood clots. It was just like a horrible experience, and the periods would last for such a long time. I would go through about 20 jumbo size tampons a day with pads. Like it was terrible. And guys, I was 15 at this point. So fast forward 2 years in, and I finally decided to get off the pill. The reason I decided to get off was because, one, I was like, this just does not seem right. 2, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I had Osgood-Schlatter's in my knees. I had arthritis in my knees and my ankles and my elbows, in my back. I have a back fracture. I had all this extra weight. I gained, can you guess? I gained over 40 pounds. I gained 45 pounds in 2 years on birth control. And I completely give it all the credit for that. Like, I was super active. I was in that weird teen, like, I'm gonna diet because I'm gaining weight. So my hormones were jacked up. I was a dancer, but then my boobs got to size triple D. I was having difficulties dancing. I was a cheerleader. My hips were starting to hurt. And that's when I went in for another x-ray. And I had bone spurs and bursitis in my left hip. And to me, like, as a dancer that was going to go to college on a full ride scholarship, I'm like, what the heck does this mean? And one day I was in point and I fell. And that's when I realized, like, something is wrong. The doctors kept giving me this medication, you need to get surgery, you need to do this, like, when I was 16 years old. And I said, no, I'm not doing any of this. But at the same time, I didn't do anything natural because I didn't know anything natural existed. So I just did nothing. I just stayed in the level 10 pain that I was in. I should have been in a wheelchair. The bone spurs were cutting my muscle in my hip. It was a horrible pain, but I didn't know what else to do. I cut out pepperoni because maybe the acid, like, I had all these weird ideas in my head, but I had no idea. And that is why I have my Instagram account. That is why I have my business, is so nobody else has to go through that. So I moved to Hawaii. I was off the birth control. I ate clean, and I lost in 1 month 28 pounds of water weight, like water retention. I was puffy. My face was swollen. My legs were swollen. My body was swollen. Like, when you would touch me, it was just puffy. All of that gone. I was doing saunas, foot baths, eating clean. It was the best time ever, and it's why I have such a deep love for Kauai. But now, fast forward to where I am right now. I'm 22, so I was on the pill, like 8 years ago? And my body still is having issues because I never did a proper detoxification. I have pathway issues, I have methylation issues, many nutrient deficiencies because the pill depletes nutrients like magnesium and folate, ironically enough, because you need folate when you're going to be pregnant. Anyways, so B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, all of these vitamins, it is suppressing and it is also depleting, and my body still to this day is depleted because I never did a full reboot of my system. So here today I sit with very low progesterone, very high estrogen, and very high DHEA and testosterone, methylation issues, and I really do believe that all of these things directly tie back to the way I ate growing up, chronic stress growing up, and the birth control pill. So some of the alternatives that I love for the birth control pill are, one, don't have sex. Probably, you guys are like, shut up. The second is natural family planning. So they have all sorts of tools. And honestly, if you are tracking your temperature, you're looking at the way that it is, you are checking your cervical mucus, you're doing all the different steps, natural family planning is the way to go. I mean, just like birth control, just like condoms, there may be a chance that you do get pregnant, but I would much rather you do something that's natural and that's not going to be screwing your body up than going on a synthetic hormone that your body cannot recognize. It gets all weird, metabolites get formed, it starts depleting nutrients, it starts depleting energy, it starts putting on weight gain, it increases absorption in your intestines of different plastics. So think about this. Think about the pill, think about the natural processes of your body. And if you're making the argument of like, no, I'm a woman, I have rights to do whatever the heck I want, and if I don't want to get pregnant, I don't have to, good for you. But to me, that's kind of a contradictory argument because you also have the rights to respect your body, so why aren't you? So you can get mad at me, but I don't really care. So I hope that this is encouraging to someone. If you're on birth control pill right now, please don't freak out because there's lots of things you can be doing to support your body even if you are on the birth control pill, even if you decide to stay on the birth control pill. But if you are wanting to get off or you want to maybe detox your body from the chemicals that it put into your body, or you want to build up nutrients, feel free to reach out. There are so many natural doctors, functional medicine doctors, and then people like me, holistic nutritionists that work specifically with women to fix these issues. And I'm not the healer. You are your body's, like your body is its own healer. So I will just take away some of the barriers that are in the way and help you to get your health back because you really do deserve it. And I don't want anyone putting on an extra 50 pounds like I did when I was 16 years old. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Love you. Bye.